Hey everyone, it's Summer, and I wanted to actually bring to you a new case study, and it's recent. It's one that I just did this evening, actually. The child is 2.5 years old, has been co sleeping with parents until the last 2 months, and they put her in her own room. They spend hours, if not all night, someone laying with her in her bed. Because she seems not to be able to sleep alone. Obviously, being able to co-sleep with her parents, she doesn't have those, you know, mechanisms to be able to actually sleep on her own, literally. So we have to teach her that. The great thing is that she's showing that she's super smart. When I went over there and I met her, she observed me. She did not say one word to me. She sat there and she played on her iPad, acting like I wasn't there. I'll tell you the end story to that in just a few minutes. So when I came in, the parents were kind of like in a rush to get dinner started, and this is kind of their MO because I arrived at 5:45, and they tell me they usually get home between 4 and 5 typically, but they're always like pretty much rushing through dinner, and then they go straight to bath. They would bathe their 13-month-old and the 2-year-old together in the same tub, and they're rushing through the process to get the baby down and putting her down, and it's all at the same time. And I don't work that way. When it comes to having an older child, the older child should have the privilege of being up a little bit longer and have that one-on-one time that they need with their parents. So I mixed it up a little bit. I put the baby to bed at 7, like normal, like what they've been doing, and she gets to have her own bath in her own time. So these are some of the things that, and this is what I wrote them up. You're watching right here on my Gmail. So first off, I said no iPad or TV 1 hour before bed, which is what she was doing. She would have her iPad all the way up until she would go to sleep. Bath at 7 p.m. after the baby is down, so she gets one-on-one time with mom or dad. Snack at 7:20 to 7:30 in the kitchen. This is what they do with her, which I didn't want to take that away. 7:30 to 7:45 is wind down in her room alone, so she can play. She can read, she can play with her toys, but it's her time to like be in her room and starts to like prepare to be able to go to sleep. Timer set for parents to lay down, explaining that when the timer goes off, mom or dad leave. Then mom can do 10 minutes, dad can do 10 minutes, and then it's like a shared process. The other thing is when she starts to cry or ask for a drink, give it to her. Go ahead and give her a small sippy cup of water. Totally fine. If she asks for one more thing, that's okay, as long as it's not food. It can be like she needs a blanket or a doll. That's okay, but we aren't going to go past those 2 items. She was being given medication for stuffy nose, and so one of the side effects of Zyrtec is what she was taking is insomnia. So we're giving it to her in the morning now at 8 instead of giving it to her at bedtime. If she is needing a timeout to use the corner in the kitchen for her age, we do it 2 minutes. That's it. And then once timer goes off, she can go play. We don't need to be talking about the punishment afterwards. There's no need for that. All right, potty training. We talked a little bit about that, to use underwear under her pull-ups so she feels the difference. That's one thing I suggested. No milk after 3 p.m. is what I told them, because she tends to be really stuffy at bedtime, and they'd always give her a glass of milk, and if she's lactose intolerant, it could be that, so we're eliminating it. Nap time should be 1.5 hours instead of 3 hours. One of the things I did tell them was to lock their bedroom door so that she has to knock if she gets up, and then that alerts the parents instead of letting her crawl in bed with them to get up and put her back to bed. Change her diaper if wet at night. And the reason I say this is because a lot of times toddlers wake up because their diapers are just sopping wet. So if she does wake, I want them to put her back in bed, but also to check her diaper. And another reason why we talked about potty training, because this is another like step that they are going to have to do after they get her on a routine for bed. You can leave her door open at night. It depends on the child. This one's really smart, so I'm not going to sit there and lock her in her room where she's going to scream and cry. Totally able to get out of her room. Parents just have to be able to walk her back in every time she gets up. Even if she pushes on coming out of her room, you can tell her as long as she stays in her room, she can sleep anywhere. You just don't leave the room. I do that. I say that a lot to kids. So their head and their hands will be right at their door on the floor sleeping. They just can't leave their space, but they can lay right in the hallway. um, Basically, I told him be consistent with words every night, the same words. Love you, good night. Each time you lay her down, same words. You can rub her back for 30 seconds and then leave. Like, it's teaching them to see the process, go in, reassure, still say I love you, but then leave the room. Playtime after dinner is also important. They were going straight from dinner to bath to bed. So I actually want one parent with the baby in the tub, and then I want the other parent reading or playing or wrestling, whatever they want to do, but just to spend that one-on-one time with her while the baby's being taken care of. And it also gets out all of the pin-up last energy burst that they have after dinner, and it lets all the food settle too. All right, so each time you say the same words, so while you're bathing the baby, blah, blah, blah. I just thought this was an interesting case study. And actually, she went to sleep 1 hour sooner than she typically does. I just got a text message that the mom said I was amazing, which I'm not really. I just told them structure. And a lot of people just need that. And so when I arrived on this consultation and mom was kind of frazzled, I just told her, I said, don't act like just act like I'm one of your best friends. I just want you to talk to me what your normal routine is. I'll sit here and hold the baby, which he totally let me hold him. I guess they told me he never lets a stranger hold him, and he loved me. Dogs, cats, babies. Yeah, they all love us. So basically, I just let her make dinner while we talked, and it was a very low-key, like, just kind of relaxes the family. You don't have to sit on the couch and it be very formal. It can be like you're sitting in the kitchen and you're letting them do their thing. And everyone was just really, like, excited to hear all the different things I had to change and to kind of rearrange. And that's a consultation. And I told him, I'm like, hey, just kind of become part of the family in 5 seconds. and that's what you guys got to get comfortable with when you're doing a consultation, is you're just going to come in. Now, again, some families are very stiff and formal, and they're going to sit you down at the couch. But I try to actually be just kind of like melt into the environment like I do as a newborn care specialist. Just kind of get into the family's dynamics. And also, as you do these consultations, you are honestly going to start learning what the child's personality is like instantly. So I knew instantly what that child's personality was based on mom's 5 sentences. And she's independent. She loves numbers. She doesn't like being told what to do, which she's a girl and she's 2. But she's very kind of like wants to do it on her own. So like one of the suggestions that I suggested was, when mom picks out 2 outfits, have her pick out one and mom pick out one, and then she picks from the 2 instead of mom having 2 outfits she picks. Because this little girl is very independent and wants to make those decisions, which you want to actually foster. You want to have her make those kind of decisions. All right, well, I got to head off to my next job. So I just wanted to give you a new case study. Again, this is a 2.5-year-old. This is the first night. She went to sleep 30 minutes after being laid down versus taking an hour and a half. And parents are super happy. So I will keep you updated. But I thought this would be a good one for you guys. It's an older child. And it's totally doable to go in and do a consultation. All right. Have a good night.